Hello guys, and welcome to the second part of the Kroak building, which I thought I would finish in one day, but it turns out it's too big for 2 hours. So we are going to finish it today, and you may have thought that I was joking with the cookies, but I wasn't. This is my cookies. Look how beautiful they look. I will finish them later on. I said that bit. That went straight into my mouth. Can you hear me well? Is everything okay? Oh no, raisin cookies are... Who does like raisins? I feel like it's one of those things that nobody really likes. Putting raisins into something like a cookie is a crime against humanity. I'm not going to repeat that on camera, but yeah, that was funny. So, it seems like everyone can hear me, so, and it seems like... Let me check. Okay, I think we should be fine now. I thought I saw the mic clipping there for a bit, so I turned it down a bit. So it seems everyone can hear me well. Perfect, so let's start. I literally did nothing just in anticipation for this stream. So here's where we left Kroak. I'm going to finish it now. So the next step should be... I did this, and it's this one. So it's starting to build the yeah. It's part number 30, it seems. So let's go and take a look. Seems it's this one. So let's have a go. And if I finish it with time to spare, I might show you how I fill gaps with green stuff, which I think should be a good idea. By the way, if you feel like the image is a bit different, it's because I'm using a different lens, which has a better autofocus, is faster focusing, so I think this is the right lens for the live streams. But again, I'm just experimenting all the time. If you see the image out of focus, just let me know. Just took 2 hours building that. Yeah, it took 2 hours to build this. It's all... Well, to be fair, I was live streaming at the same time, but yeah, this took 2 hours. It's a very... It's an intense build. Let's just put it like that. It's a beautiful build, but it's not fast. I'm not a fast modeler either. I'm very careful with what I do. So that usually means that you take a bit more time than usual. These are the Red Grass Games clippers, which are the best for me. Yes, really, really good. These are, by the way, a clone of the God Hand clippers. So they are basically a straight copy of the best clippers you can get for plastic. So really nice, much cheaper too than the God Hand clippers. I'm sure the God Hand clippers would be better quality steel or something like that. But to be fair, this has been really, really put in a lot of work for me, and they have been performing fantastically. A really good improvement over what you can get in a hardware store, for example. It really, you will be really surprised when you try like actual things like this, like proper plastic clippers designed to do this job. If you are used to the the flat side clippers that you can get in the hardware store or something like that, it really makes a massive difference. so much softer, so much gentle when you cut out parts. I've never had a single part breaking when I'm cutting it out of the sprue with this. Even those really delicate GW parts that they are making lately. So let's see how this goes. Oh, I'm missing one. I almost made a mistake. I have to take 29 too. Yeah. Let's see if I can find 29. 33, 42, 41, 29. There you go. Nice. Yes, I'm sure you have already heard me saying it, but yes, they really make a difference. Like, insane difference for this, especially for very delicate parts, which is most of GW models lately. So just to summarize from last video, this is my glue, the only glue you will ever need for plastic. These are my clippers, the Red Grass Games clippers, and I using GW mold line remover and a cutter to remove mold lines. That's all I really use to build models. I don't do anything else. I don't sand them or anything. I'm more than happy with the finish that the scraping does. Jose, hey, nice to catch you. Did you have a nice weekend? Well, I have been working both days, Sunday and Saturday, so not really. Yeah, that's, you know, self-employed people, you know. I wish my life would be as simple as go to job 9 to 7 and call it a day, or 9 to 5, or whatever is the time period in your country. But yeah, no, I'm working all the time basically. So part 29 is now done. I think this goes, where do you go? Oh, I see, there you go. Yeah, if you are in a hurry, Restaler, you can, and you have money to spare, you can also get the God Hand clippers, which are the original ones. But of course, those are extremely expensive. So, you do you. But at least you have an option there. I think this glues here, and this glues here. Yeah, that seems to be. Yeah. Okay, this is a not complicated, but a bit of a delicate joint. Let's just say it like this. This one is, oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can't move my hands now. Let's see if I can glue this and then hold it together for a while. There you go. Yeah, that was probably the hardest glue joint of the whole model, by the way. At least for the time being. That was a bit complicated. As you can see, I've decided to just glue the whole ring, mainly because I think I can access everything. I will leave Kroak and the skink to paint separately, but I think I can get around these stone rings quite easily. Pull out the model clamps. I don't have any model clamps. I should get some. I will give you that. I think I should get some model clamps, but I don't have any. There you go. This seems like it's gluing well, so I'm going to leave this upside down very gently and turn this. So now we have to glue 31, which is this one here. And then I need 32, so I'm going to unstuck. I'm going to clip both of those away. Team Orange, I don't own an airbrush, so the answer there is no. I don't even have one. Not because that's 39. Not because I don't think it's a good tool, but first of all, I don't have space for it. Believe it or not, this is quite small, and it's already taken by a ton of paints and stuff. And secondly, I never really got the hang of the airbrush when I had one. It always seemed like a faff to use and a pain. So I had one and I gave it away to a friend because I wasn't using it and it was just taking space. I think I've used it like 2 or 3 times and I hated it. So that's awesome, Sergio. Thank you very much. Yeah, Sandria is actually I chose one already made chamber, by the way. So you may want to look into that. I can't remember the name. I just picked the one that I thought looked the coolest. Yeah, Disco. Yeah, I know that there seems to be a lot of pressure for people to get an airbrush lately, and it's a great tool to have if you want one. Sorry, and you have the space and the money to get one. I would highly recommend it. It is a great tool, but it's not really needed. I've never had one. I've painted everything I own without one, and I never had any issues. But yeah, but it seems like the community is pulling hard towards getting like, just get an airbrush. Just get an airbrush. No, I don't want an airbrush. I really enjoy painting by hand. So it's also part of the process that I like. Although I will say that if I get one, it would be basically for base coating and for varnishing, because I hate base coating models. Although using contrast paints have really made that process much enjoyable for me. I've always loved painting, doing base coat with inks and with washes. So using contrast paints was like a very natural step, and I'm having so much fun with them that I'm probably going to use them more than what I would thought when I started making the series for the channel. Oh, there's a bit of flash here. Yeah, it's weird to see flash in GW plastic models, but yeah, there's a bit of flash there. By the way, you probably can't see it, but I'm sweating profusely. It's so hot in here with the 2 lights. Even being LED, the 2 lights that I have make a ton of heat. But you know. I haven't decided how. Well, I know how I want to paint the chair, and I know how I want to paint the rings, which will be the first thing I will paint. So I have that figured out. I'm going to paint the chair like it's made out of obsidian, which, if you don't know, is usually like very, very dark green or very, very dark brown. And I'm going to paint it like I'm going to go the green route, because I think it will complement the rest of the colors better. And the rings I will paint like I painted all the stones for my army. So that's fixed. So it's gray with a light gray dry brush, a wash of Agrax Earthshade, and then a more gray and a highlight of gray and some green glazed in to add some variety. That's what I'm going to use. So it ties in with the rest of the army, but I want his throne to be something special. And Kroak itself, well, I will probably try to follow the box art, because it's just a mummy, so this isn't really a lot of choice there. I feel like the most important decision is his chair, basically. Yeah, I do have, funny enough, I do have an ultrasonic cleaner, and probably one ultrasonic cleaner that is better than any ultrasonic cleaner you have ever seen, because that's part of my job. So I need one for my job, and it's extremely powerful. But again, if I get one, it would be just for base coat instead, and I'll probably have that in my workshop anyway. So I will have something to clean it with at hand. So yeah. Okay, 31. It's time now for 31. No, you don't go here. Okay. Have I clicked the wrong one? No, I haven't. Oh, I see. This goes vertically. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, well, it is a tight fit. I will give that. I'm really impressed with the engineering behind the building of this. So it really fits, and it's hold on just by its own pressure. So that's awesome. Makes it easier to build. There you go. And I have to glue now. Oh, okay. So this goes. Okay. That's a very interesting question, Norman. And I will. Just let me a bit when I finish this. I will answer. It's a bit hard to think and do this at the same time. There you go. Okay, that is weird, but fits like a glove, so I'm not going to complain. Yeah. Oh, this lens makes such a difference. This is the lens that I used when I didn't use manual focusing for my videos, and this is the lens that I was using to record my videos. I was kind of missing it. I changed to a better lens optically, but focus very slowly. So I use it in a manual focus now, which makes for a sharper image, because the overall quality of the image has increased a lot. But yeah, it's a bit. I was kind of missing this, if I'm honest. Okay, I think this is done now. Yeah, 31, 32, 33 now. So let me grab 33. I'm going to put this upside down, just in case. So Norman has asking, hey Juan, there's any models out there that you don't own that you consider your grail? I think almost impossible to find. And what would you consider the most important tip for improving one's painting? Okay, so I do have a grail model, and it's funny enough, a Grail Knight. Well, it's not a Grail Knight. It's the special edition French Golden Day Knight, which is the Hermit of Malmont or something like that. I think is the name. And there are a lot on eBay, and most of them are recast. So what I would want is one of those inside his blister, of course, and that would be my Grail model. And what's my advice to improve? Important tip for improving one's painting: use a large brush. That's what helped me the most by a long shot. Learning how to control a large brush will teach you brush control much faster than you stick to using like really tiny brushes, which seem like they are helping you, but in the long run they are hurting you basically. Others have another point of view, of course, and that is 100% valid, but that's my advice, the one I would personally recommend doing. Okay, so this goes here. I'm going to glue it up. Whoa, I'm going to glue it up here first. Oh no, I'm going to. There you go. There you go. Now you have to connect these two rings here. And just for good measure. Oh no, I can't. I was planning to glue these two rings together, but there is a gap there, and you really cannot take it away. So that's how it's going to be. This has a surprising amount of anchor points until you start. Oh, he stands up now! Yay! That's awesome. That's a great milestone. Okay. Yes, the new models are awesome. The poses are amazing, but yes, they are harder to kit bash and to transform than the old ones. But that's the price you pay for better looking models, in my opinion, of course. Others, I'm sure, disagree. But yeah, that's my opinion. I really don't mind. I was never one that really liked kit bashing, so I don't really care. This is one. 38. 26. This is massive sprue. I'm going to cut it in half. There you go. Much better. So you can see all that clipper action in full detail. Yeah. What an awesome model to build. It really is an awesome model to build. It's something. It's probably the best model in terms of fun to build that I've built in a very long time. That being said, just have in mind that I actually think that the how are they called? Oh, I forgot the name. The Nighthound Spirit thing. I can't remember the name. I loved building those. I've built 9 for my army, and I loved them. It was so much fun. Probably one of the most fun models that GW has made for me. I know others think they are awful. I never had any issues with them. You just have to go very slowly and be very careful. But you know, I may be a bit of a masochist, but I really love them. Spirit Host. That's the name. Do you like the Lumineth models? A lot of people that I know think the cow, bull, health are pixels. No, I absolutely love them. I love I really like that change of aesthetic from the old world models. I think they did a good job, and I like the cow stuff, and I like the fox stuff as well. So I really like them all. And of course they look a bit silly, but that's part of the point. I mean, high elves also looked really silly with those wings on their helmets and so on. No one will wear that in the real world, and I think that's a bit of the point here. It doesn't have to be realistic, it just has to be fun. And I really like the cow helmets myself. That's a big gate here. Oh my god. This is a massive one. Yeah, that was a big one. The sub-assemblies, Kroak and the skink separate, the rest is going to go everything together, because I need to see if there are any gaps, which I have already seen a couple of them in the for example here there is a gap in between, let me see if I can show it to you with the zoom. Can you see there? This is a gap there that I need to fill with green stuff. And there is a couple more with the binds here and there, which I have to fix. So yeah. But apart from that, everything will be glued. Apart from Kroak itself, because I really want to have space to paint him, and the skink, of course, because otherwise it would be a nightmare. And those are like the very obvious. Everyone has done those, and I'm not going to deviate. Seems like everything's clean here. I'm sure I will probably catch a couple more mold lines once this is primed. I have to clean it, but well, oh well. And in terms of priming, I will prime the whole chair with Mechanical Standard Grey, because that's going to be the base color for the chair and the rings. And I will prime Kroak, probably doing a Sanifel with Mechanical Standard Grey from everywhere and Gracier from the top. And the skink I will probably just prime with Gracier. And I will probably follow the heavy contrast Seraphon skink tutorial, basically to the letter with this, with this skink. So there won't really be any much more difference. Maybe and probably the gold will be different, because I want it to match the gold on my skinks. But apart from that, that seems to be everything. So need to glue this. Reese Taylor, if you were to do a 40k army, Juan, what would you choose? That's easy, Elder. That's not even a difficult question. Elder all the way. Elves are always the answer. But Elder especially, have a special love for Elder. Iyanden, by the way. Everything else is just not good enough. Why are you going to choose like a second tier craft world when you can choose Iyanden? It's like ridiculous. That's preposterous. Yeah, that's a very good point. The Animaster. Yeah, people seem to take, and I've seen this lately, and it's getting more and more common. People taking this way too seriously. Like it is like oh, it's too ridiculous. I want more serious grimdark stuff in my hobby. I don't want grimdark stuff. I mean, 40k was always grimdark, but it was always grimdark in a satirical way. It was never meant to be serious. It was always meant to be as a joke. Like, it was meant to be ridiculously grimdark, but in a joke. I mean, but people really take 40k especially way too seriously. Like, way too serious. Like, you know, they really like the Imperium philosophy of of life, and you know, the kind of people I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not like that, sorry. See if I have something to hold this down. I really need some... Oh, come on, I really need some hobby clippers or something. There you go. That would be enough. Okay. Apart from Elder, you really well. Why would I choose anything that is not Elder? Makes no sense. But if I had to choose something that is not Elder, I'm probably choosing Dark Angels, which was my second. It's either Dark Angels or maybe maybe Imperial Guard, but it has to be like a full tank army. If I were to do Imperial Guard, it had to be like a full mechanized platoon or something like that. That's the kind of stuff that I like. But probably I would choose a Deathwing army, because Deathwing was always my favorite part of the Space Marine, of the Dark Angels. Just stay there. Don't move, please. What do you think of the new 40k orcs? They look fun. I love them. I think they are doing a fantastic job. I also love the fact that they are making 40k orcs more fun, like more cartoony, which is what they have always been, and they are making AOS orcs like more serious, which I think is a fantastic idea. I think I really like that deviation from the design philosophy for the two games. I thought it was a fantastic idea. Yeah, Mark Atkinson is just read my mind. The people that think that the Imperium of Man is somehow something to aspire terrify me. Yeah, me too. And there are way too many people like that lately. You see more and more. Maybe it's because we have internet now, which makes like everything. You get access to more lunatics, but those people really scare me. Really scary people. But good thing is they are easy to spot usually, so I can avoid them. You sometimes get across a Facebook post and you get into the comments and you know it's going to be like blockfest, like I like to call it. I just go block heavy, and I just get rid of all those disgusting people from my life. I just go block. Yeah, much nicer. I don't need that in my life. So they just want more John Blanche artworks, I guess. Probably, but John Blanche was more colorful than most people. I mean, the way he does Grimdark, which is the original way, by the way, is not like slapping oils over every single thing and getting it like impossible to read. He really had a very sorry. He really was very deliberate and was very colorful, by the way, and very clean in how he painted things. But people seems to think that grimdark is just apply, you know, an oil wash over everything, a fuck ton of pigments, and call it day. Yeah, grimdark made. No, John Blanche did much more than that. His art is extremely precise and very deliberate with the color choices and all sort of things like that. He really is a genius of our generation, and of our, not my generation, but you know what I mean. And yet I've seen very few examples of Blanchitsu that I think are like on point with what he would consider a good rendition. Those Ghost models look great, by the way. Yes, they do. They look amazing. Although it's been so long since I read one of those books that none of the characters, except for Gaunt, were like ringing a bell. Maybe I just have forgotten all the names over the years. But yeah. As far as Grimdark Future, where everything sucks, everyone is ignorant, and there is only war, sounds pretty misanthropic to me. Yeah, but people that really unironically aspire to that. So yeah, they really think the Empire is like the best. So yeah, whatever. I'm not going even to get near those guys. So they're probably watching Arch instead of being here. So yeah, they can stay there if you ask me. Or maybe they're just wonking over the lore or something like that. Yeah, if one was in the Space Marine chapter, it would be the Ward Bearers. They are a cool color scheme, I will admit that. Yeah, Grimdark equals a streaking grime, apparently. Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking about. So, but I think most of the Grimdark painting you see around is an excuse for doing a lazy job. I do think so. It's not to be disrespectful. There's nothing wrong with doing like a quick paint job. It's perfectly okay. But that's not my style at all. I've seen like very good Grimdark paint jobs from there's a guy on YouTube who has a couple of videos. He doesn't make many videos. That's why I never remember his name, but he has a Death Guard and a couple more paint jobs, and they are fantastic videos, like really impressive painting. That is Grimdark done right, if you ask me, but there are very few and far in between. It is fun, Tim. It really is fun, but I mean, what? Ow! Oh, this is sharp. I really have. Oh, yeah, I made a hole in my finger. Beware with those spikes; they are really sharp. Yeah, it is fun, but you can do it in a controlled way and make a better job, if you ask me, than just slapping them around to hide all the crimes that you've made. So we have 35 now. Let's go for it. I think we are getting to the last pieces of the rings, which I'm very excited. So I can start building the Kroak himself or itself, depending on how you want to think about it. Paul Driver, never appreciated Blanche when I was young, but now he's awesome. Yeah, same here. I always thought when I was a kid that John Blanche art was like the weakest of the bunch, and I never liked it. I was more of a Mark Gibbons guy, but now John Blanche, you can really appreciate how much of a genius he is. He really created the whole 40k aesthetic on his own, basically, which is very impressive. I've seen that there is a guy I know. I think he is quite known in the community. This makes an amazing grimdark recreations of the artwork, especially John Blanche. He's now making the Black Templar cover, the iconic one, which are all like in a hill or something. I think maybe that was 3rd edition. I'm not sure. And I really like his kit bashing and his conversion work. I think is absolutely magnificent. Not so much how he paints. I really understand what he does, and he is really good. But it's not my cup of tea in terms of style. But he really is one of the best green dark painters I've seen. If you like that kind of thing, yes, of course. I know. Fat Kagoon was the one I was talking about the video tutorials. That's the name. But again, he makes videos like very rarely, which is a shame. I really wish I could see more of his stuff because it's top notch. Okay. It's time to glue this together. So, okay, I now see how this goes. You go here, here. There you go. There you go. You need to add a drop of glue into here. That should be, oh, that should be enough. Stay there. I'm going to add a bit of glue in here. Reese is asking, will you be picking up any of the Elder Aeronautical planes when they are out? They're asking for a candy metallic red. No, I won't. That's a game that doesn't really interest me at all. For some reason, I really don't like it. No, I'm not interested. I was interested in Epic when that was out a long time ago, but for some reason that just hasn't translated into my adult self. Maybe because back in the day I was into every single thing that was out. Maybe I was just buying every single thing, like all the things, but now nah. I'm much more restricted with what I buy. The last impulse buy was the Cursed City, and I'm very happy with it. Not game-wise, sadly, it's not the game for us, but the minis were awesome, and I'm going to have a ton of fun painting them. Daniel Hinterdomfer, sorry for butchering your name. Mr. Sister of Battle he uploaded recently was pretty close though. I miss Strong Orange Stones. Yeah, he really did a good job. Vince is a man of many talents. He really is a fantastic painter, especially with color and application and overall ambience. I think he does a fantastic job. And of course he is just a sweet person, like probably one of the best guys you will ever have the pleasure to talk to. So yeah. J. Karab, I think you mentioned you like Quarter Space Marine looks. What quarters would you pick? Yes, I do like them. And it would probably be dark green and bone. So, yeah. I mean, I really love that color scheme, like the Deathwing green bone. I love that. And I think there was that was an actual successor chapter, but it's been so long since I opened a codex that I just can't remember. I think the last time I opened the Dark Angels Codex, it was like 5th edition or something like that. A very long time ago. I sadly don't have that codex anymore. I went back to the hobby and very little things survived the purge, and one of them was the Bretonnian army book and some Little Men army books, but that's basically it. I came back to the hobby just when Age of Sigmar First Edition was announced, so I basically solved the last remaining bits of 8th edition fantasy and never got to play. But I did buy the Little Men book, but not because I wanted to play, just because Little Men are awesome and just wanted to read the new book. And I can't remember. I remember. I don't know. Some months later, it was AOS announced, and you know, all of that. A look a lot easier to put together than the Incarnate. They probably learned some lessons. This is really good. I mean, it's not simple. It's a lot of steps, a lot of pieces, a lot of delicate structures while you are building it. But it's really very easy to build if you are careful. If you are not, if you are just a tiny bit careful and think what you're doing a bit, you will build this very easily. And it's a lot of fun. It's really fun to build. I really like clever designs, like how everything is fitting with this model. I really had a lot of fun with the Curiosity box. I thought some of the models there were really clever and a lot of fun to build. That was a nice box. And I also really surprised with the Underworld warbands. They build so nicely, and some of them don't even have like easy, like the pegs go together like super smooth. They don't catch, and you can slide them in and out super easily. But that was, which one was that? That was the Chaos one. Yeah, these guys. Look at this. Isn't that? Just like that. Super easy. And all the pegs in this kit were exactly like this one. Amazing kit. This is probably the best easy to build kit I've ever seen. Like, not even joking. That was fantastic. Yes, Vince just released a tabletop with Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions, and yes, they have. It seems like it's amazing. The issues I don't have a space in my head and time to play another system, but it looks great. So if you like what Vince does and want to help him and support him a bit, go and buy it. It's very cheap. You can get it physically or you can have it digitally, and I'm sure it's going to be great because Vince is very good at doing games, and is very good with rules and that kind of stuff. So I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Okay, so now 39. I think this goes here. Yes, this goes here. go. And then we have 40 with which goes here. Oops. There you go. Tiny bit of glue. Oh, I'm just going to put the glue on this side and then smoosh them together. There you go. David is saying, the GW making the newest kits include so much fragile and tiny details to prevent the recasting market. The minis look very cool, but they're so easy to get damaged. I honestly, if you ask me, I don't think GW gives a crap about the recaster market, because they know they can't do anything. Chinese, they are mostly Chinese, and they don't, and the Chinese government just doesn't give a crap. And they will always side with their own people. So I really don't think GW gives a crap about it. And I think they're just doing it because they can. Because I think it's more a case of a showcase of what they can do technically, more than anything else. Like it's like a hold my beer type of thing. Like, oh, so a third company makes whatever inspired model, so let's see what we can make, and then just slap them in the face like, okay, noob, this is what we can do. And it's plastic too. So yeah, I think it has more to do with that than the recaster models. But that can also be true. They can be killing two birds with one stone, which would be a clever thing to do. By the way, don't buy recast, please. You're not going to hurt GW, but you're going to hurt a lot of other people that you don't even consider. I still remember Raúl García La Torre closing his miniature business, his own line of miniatures, one of the best sculptors in the world, and having to close his business because recasters were selling like 3 or 4 times more than he was. So he just closed it down. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, that's just really, really sad. It just sucks. So you may think that you're not hurting anyone, but you really are. Trust me here. So, in the end, you're going to do whatever you want, but I will... Oh, it's the other way. Moron. So yeah, there's more implications. Buying recast means that you are basically financing them to stay. If you buy GW models, you are financing them, giving them money, which they can spend into buying like more exotic kits, and then recasting them, and then hurting a lot the people that make a living out of their art, which is not nice. So. Yeah, it's a much more complex situation than most people think it is. They just think, oh, GW doesn't go do it. Yeah, but GW is not the issue here, of course. It's the small artist that is going to, that is not even hypothetical. It's just real. They are going to get hurt. They are getting hurt actually. Yeah, the vampire ones do not slide in. No, not really. But these chaos ones really do. Juan, can your love of Bretonian listening be translated to their shared starter box? I mean, that was my first Warhammer box, so I think you can already guess that answer. Yes, of course. Gracias, Joan. Not even recast of out of production models, but the issue here is out you are just giving them money. So you are allowing them by buying their models, even if they are out of production models, which you can think that doesn't hurt anyone. You are just making them stay on business and making them money, and they will buy things like more exotic kits because they have money. So why not? And once they are doing that, they are just literally destroying businesses. But again, I will never judge anyone to buy a recast model because I don't care. I'm not the police. I'm not a judge of anything. So if you want to buy them, do it. But my personal opinion is don't. If I really want an old model, I will save a bit and get it. I could have gotten, for example, I was talking about the Bretonian special model from the French Games Day, and I could have gotten that as a recast easily, like 10 euros maybe, for sure. But I don't want to. I don't want to get a recast. I want the original model. So yeah, I don't mind not getting that model, but if I do, I want it to be the good one, because that's more important for me than anything else. There you go. So we have glued the two halves together. That's basically the whole chair. Look at that. That's awesome. It's like copying a movie. The studios and actors don't really give a crap, but there are a lot more people that rely on the royalties than you think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a very complicated situation. I was lucky with the Sky Cutter. I got two just before it went OOP, so I'm not the best person to judge that. But yeah, it is painful. So that's why I don't judge people that do get OOP models out of the recast, because I understand. Okay, I'm not an idiot. I do understand it. By the way, as someone was saying that this is going to be not sturdy enough, this is like a rock now, like really like a rock. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You can buy a 3D printer and just get a model. I'm sure there's a lot of models out there. That is 80 millimeters. So I had a 75 cut for my Kings of War monsters, which go on 75s, but I wanted 80 just so it's as big as the round base. And kind of feels better, like that extra bit feels like more appropriate to the size of this beast. So what I did was print a frame on my 3D printer, and just it fits like a glove. I just ran a bit of super glue on the joint, and it's now primed. Just because I don't want the super glue to run. So I'm just going to glue it to the base now, and I'm going to use super glue for that. I'm going to need a lot of cork to fit this in 50 millimeters. Yeah, you are really going to need a crap ton of cork to fit this. But if there is a will, there is a way. That's the Kings of War way. You just have to add more cork. So I'm going to make sure, basically, I'm going to lean over it, that he is facing forwards, and I like my models to be a little bit backwards towards the back of the base. Seems like a good fit. Yeah, I like them so there is a bit more space in here than in here. That's kind of the aesthetic that I like, and I do think he's quite centered. on the center of the base, and this side is a bit closer to the edge, but I don't mind. Seems like this is the best fit possible. And again, this is solid as a rock. I'm surprised how solid this model is. Once everything is built, you can twist it a tiny bit like this, but it's not as fragile as you think. It has a ton of support. I'm super impressed. There you go. I'm going to leave this to fully dry now, here on this side, because we now have the last bits, which are Kroak, and the here's Kroak, and then is the skink here. So I'm going to finish this. It's just 1 hour, so we were about an hour and a half shy. So this would be like, how many, 3 hours and a half to build. Quite awesome. I had a lot of fun, that's for sure. I need 46. There you go. Well, Robbie, I'm using for the plastic, I'm using Tramilla Extra Thin. And to glue it to the base, because the base is FDM and not plastic, I'm using just super glue. Like any old super glue will do. This is just the one that I get around here the easiest. I also don't like to use like off-brand super glue, like dollar store super glue, because that is always crap. So I just go for some brand name super glue, and Loctite is the one that's easier to get here. It's like the most abundant, so that's just what I go with. In which color scheme are you going to paint Kroak? I have already talked about that. The Kroak itself is just a mummy, so there's not much I can do with him. But I'm going to paint the throne, the main throne, as obsidian, like very dark green kind of stone crystal. And I'm going to paint the surrounding arches in the same way I paint the stones for all my lithomen. So this is like regular gray stone with some green glazes. You can see it. You can see it in the how to base sand, painted sand video. I paint the rocks in the same way, and it's just like that. So you want to see how I'm going to paint the arches? It's going to be like that. I'm not going to do anything exciting with it. And just because I want it to fit my army, so that has to be a very particular set of colors. Don't want to go nuts, so I'm not going to do like the fading green archers or anything. It's going to be much more conservative. Just because if I do that, it's just going to stand out like a sore thumb with the rest of the army. Because there's nothing in that color in the rest, so I need to integrate it. I'm going to integrate like the green kind of rock in the main chair. Because I think that's going to look cool, like very dark, probably even like almost black with some green edge highlights. Basically, that's how it's basically going to be. But I'm going to do it with contrast paint, so I'm going to base coat him with mechanical standard gray, and then I'm probably going to do a layer of Black Templar mixed with Pterodon Turquoise, or maybe a couple, depending on how dark it goes. I'm probably going to do that. Seems like a good plan. Yeah, getting a 3D printer is not an option for me right now. I'm struggling with GW glue, a scrap GW glue. For plastic, this is all you want. Tamiya Extra Thin, best glue in the world. Once you try this, you won't want anything else. Just press like I'm doing. Don't put it like in the two halves. Just press them together. Open this and touch the joint. The glue will flow through the whole joint like it was water, and it will glue this like a dream. Trust me, once you try this stuff, you don't want anything else. Just like that. It's glued. Now. Done. You just need to, of course this needs to dry because this is plastic glue, so it's not instantaneous, but yeah. Christian, I'm not going to do a full tutorial, but I'm going to paint it on camera. Probably I'm going to do live streams, because I want to paint him, but I don't want to make a video. I don't want to edit that video, basically, or paint it like it's just such a pain in the ass. I want something more relaxed. How do you manage to prime and paint such a complex mini already assembled? I'm trying to, but it's easy for me to paint separately. Am I wrong? No, do whatever feels better for you. I can paint this. I know my brush can reach each and every single thing. Like, I can see it. I can reach everything. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to glue the frog or the skink. That's going to be painted separately, but here, everything here, I feel like I can reach everything, so I don't feel the need of going around complicating myself, because there are some joints here that I want to fill with a bit of putty probably or something. So it's better if it's like this. It feels like a good thing. It's not going to be like super easy, but it's doable. For sure. I mean, even this fat brush I can reach into every single piece, so it feels like a good place. If you pinch it, you might see one for a good price or component like that sword. Yeah, there is always options, but if you want the original model and you can't find it anywhere, and it's ridiculously expensive, you can always ask secondhand. I'm sure someone is going to sell you one secondhand at some point. That's always a good option. There is a fantastic DW secondhand groups on Facebook, and you might, if you go and ask, do you have a sky cutter? One guy might just go, yeah, I can sell you mine. That happened to me with a couple of things I was looking for. So that's always an option to consider. So let's keep on gluing this. Otherwise it's going to happen the same as yesterday, and I'm just going to run out of time. Oh, the hands now. This is the 48. Oh, that's the legs. That's the legs. Sorry. Yeah, Mark, he is on the Discord channel. He's one of the amazing Patreons. So yes, I go and give him a shot if you find something. I would sell you mine if I didn't need both of them for my elf army. Sorry, but they are my Dracon horde, so I need them both. By the way, next week I was going to try and have the vampire finish the video on painting the Crimson Court vampire for next week, but it's going to be delayed for the week after that. I just didn't have any time during this weekend to paint, so it's going to be delayed by a week. But I'm probably going to do the PAB on Friday next week, like I'm doing right now, from 10 to whatever. I'm probably going to do that. Seems like a fun idea. Also, being able, oh, that fits like a glove, so nice. Also, yeah, it's always fun to do the Q&A sessions. So if you want to see me again, the next time will be my face. You can join next week, and we will do the PAB. We'll probably do the PAB and one painting session of him. So that's things like it should be fun. Do you think it's easy to remove the shafts from his hands? That's the only thing I don't like about the model. I don't know. I haven't even looked at his hands. Yeah, I mean, that's not simple, but it's not difficult to remove. Can you see? Oh my god, it's not even focused. Focus. There you go. Can you see it? There you go. That's one hand. And the other hand is here. So not the easiest. You can see that. Are you focused? Come on. There you go. Not the easiest probably, but not the most difficult I've ever seen. That's for sure. Oh, I missed a question I'm going to answer now. Copper185 asks, do you collect, play any 40k games or are only pro painter? I don't play 40k or don't play AOS. I play only 2 games, Dead Zone and Kings of War, and those fill every need I have for gaming. They are, to me, the 2 best gaming systems right now available. I'm really excited about the new version of Firefight, of Warpath Firefight. It's going to be released very soon. Well, I think the rules are already available, if I'm not mistaken. I'm really excited. I really need to give them a read. I was very excited for the first version, and then it was like an absolute trash of a game. It's a really bad design game, but I think the next one, I know the people that have written all the rules, that have designed the game, and I think it's going to be amazing. I just need to find a bit of time to read the new rules, because unlike GW, Mantic has other rules for free to download. So yeah, which I think should be the way to go, if you ask me. Paying for rules feels a bit stupid after you've been with companies like Mantic. So yeah, I'm not ever going to play 40k or any GW game. I like the models and I'm going to paint them. They are my favorite models, for sure. They make amazing sculpts. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. It's missing his face, but it's still beautiful. But I'm not going to bother with. I'm way too old to deal with GW's rules. Like that's. I don't need that in my life. Just ordered it. Awesome. Yeah. Well done. You are going to love this. How do I prime? Def the Geek's asking how do I prime. I use GW sprays. That's my favorite priming method. I don't own an airbrush, so, and I'm not interested in owning one either. Maybe just for base coat at some point. Maybe I will, just because some colors or some base coating can be such a pain. I have a couple of models that I want to paint, but I haven't even started, just because I just don't want to base coat them. So yeah, that can be. That's why back in the day, before contrast paints even, I started developing recipes to paint stuff using washes as a base coat. I painted my it wasn't, they aren't pterodons, they are Ripperdactyls. I painted my Ripperdactyls with washes, basically. All the body and the wings, they're all washes over a white primer. So that's way before contrast paints were a thing, and I was doing that even before that with inks and so on. So yeah, I hate base coating, basically. That's why I like contrast paint so much, because they really get me move through the awful parts of the paint model painting and just concentrate into the fun stuff. There you go. Go away. Oh, is there any chance for any Harley Quinn troops painting tutorial in the future? Yes, all the factions from both games will get a video. You will just have to be patient. John asking where did I buy this? En una tienda de aquí. Esto lo he comprado en una tienda que está aquí al lado de mi casa, pero también ya lo venden en cualquier tienda de modelismo, así que no tienes ningún problema. They have a third Skycutter hidden. No, I only bought 2. They were the only 2 left in the shop actually. Oh no. Sorry, I'm stupid. I ordered them from GW directly. Yeah. Then I saw another one in a shop, but I didn't buy it. It was again before they went OOP. I didn't buy it because I already had 2, and I said, oh, and it was way cheaper. It was like 30 or 40% off in that shop because they just wanted to get rid of it. Go figure. They wanted to get rid of it, and people are now asking like double or triple the price of the damn thing. So yeah, I mean, that's life. And they were just heavily discounting it just to get rid of it, of the shelves. So whatever. I should have bought it. On hindsight, now that I know, I should have bought it, but you know, that's just life. The truth is I don't need it. I have 2 and I'm served. But yeah. Have you seen the Hellboy stuff Monty have released? Any thoughts? Any chance of tutorial? There won't be any videos. I have no interest in making videos outside of GW minis. The reason is as simple as people just don't watch them. At least not for me. You can use those models for some general kind of videos. That's awesome, and they work and they can work well. But doing like a full tutorial, like a masterclass type of video with them is just a recipe for putting a week or 10 days worth of work into a video that no one will ever watch. So no, I have no interest whatsoever. Sorry about that, but I have no interest. I really like the models. Hellboy is not a franchise that I'm really excited about, so this says it doesn't speak to me. So I don't think it's bad or anything. It's just it doesn't speak to me. I have no love for the franchise at all. I have no knowledge of it, and I have basically that's it. Okay. Sorry if I'm out of frame a bit. Oh, there you go. That's nice. I personally really like his maces. It's like the Mark Gibbons paint artwork, which I fell in love immediately when I opened my first Little Men Army book. So this is awesome for me. This is doing it for me. But if you want to get rid of the maces, you can, and it's not very. The fact that the both maces, like the thumb is facing downwards, you can just cut them off, and you won't really feel any different. So you can just cut them off, really, and no one is going to notice. So that's awesome if you want to cut them. So that's one piece. And now we're going to build the most ridiculous one, because that's just how you do. So 52 and 56 are the ones I want. So his face, 52. There you go. 56. Goes over this. Oh yes, awesome. What a nice fit, by the way. I recently watched Luetin's video on the possible effects of the hobby. What are your sometimes things this hobby has helped you cope with? Just having more patience. Like, it really has helped me a lot in terms. Well, I think it has helped me be more focused, and also I've learned a lot of stuff. Not really just painting. I mean, like video editing. So it has sound editing. All the stuff that has enriched me quite a bit as a person more than anything else. But also, again, having patience, just going slowly, doing things methodically and doing them well, which has helped me a lot for my job. But I also think my job has influenced my hobby a lot in very much the same way. They are like self-feeding, like each one feeds itself. So I think that has been a good. It has been great for me, basically. I really like it. I'm really glad I came back, basically. What am I using for gap filling? I'm not gap filling yet. When I have to gap fill, because I have a couple of gaps, I will use green stuff because that's what I like. I said that if I had time, I would do it on camera, but the truth is I'm tired. So once I'm over with the building, I will probably go watch a bit of TV with my wife, which I think she would appreciate, because again, I haven't been on the house in the whole weekend, so that seems like a good thing to do. I also really want to spend a bit of time with her and again watch some TV, open a can of Coke probably, and just relax a bit. And finish my cookies, by the way, which are waiting for me here. Look at that. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to eating them. They are awesome. My wife makes the best cookies in the world, and I will fight anyone that says they are not. Okay. There you go. Oh, so classic. It just looks like the artwork. I'm in love. So good. Oh, this is perfect. Just perfect. So good. That's it. And this has a peg in his ass, and this just slides into the hole on his throne, which is a bit, you know, I can't say it because I will get demonetized probably, but this should just slide into there. Doesn't want to. It's a bit more harder than I thought it was going to be. There you go. There you go. That's it. So good. You could even probably paint him as it is if you do a black base coat, but I'm not going to. So. Oh. Woo. Yeah, that was tight. There you go. I'm just going to leave this for the time being. But Kroak itself is finished. And if I'm not mistaken, we just have to build the little skink. Oh, it has two options for face. Okay, that's awesome. If you choose the other option, it has two face options. Awesome. I'm going to build a skink now. I love skinks. This is one of my favorite units and minis of the whole game. I've painted a lot for my army, but I still enjoy painting more skinks. It's like you never get tired of them. At least not I. I don't get tired of them. Oh, there's more here. Last piece. Yeah, that's the last piece. Awesome. speaking of exclusive minion, getting a copy of Ares Dominion will probably be interesting with the new queue system that are implemented for pre-orders on their website. I'm not going to get one. I have no interest of getting like 20 or 30 40 minis more that I'm not ever going to paint, so I'm not going to get it. But I will get some cool boys, which I am sure will appear, and some of the new Stormcast, which I'm sure are going to appear at some point on eBay for sale. I will just pay whatever price the eBay people ask me for, and I will just get the models that I like and move on. I don't want to spend 200 euros on something that I'm not going to ever use. But yeah, they are really cool models. I'm really looking forward to those. Oh. After almost a year hearing you talk in English, it feels weird hearing you talk in Spanish. Yeah, it's been a very long time since I've Christian is one of my local wargaming league members. He is a good friend sometimes. Yeah, joking obviously. But yeah, we due to my wife and my son are risk group people for COVID. They both have lung issues, so I just to be safe, I haven't even played the game since this whole thing started. We were mid league, and I just stepped out, and I know they are playing again, but I'm not until we all have our vaccinations. I'm not going to go and play again. So it sucks, but what are you going to do? Which brush manufacturer would you recommend for a amateur painter who paints for fun but likes to make at least a decent paint job? The brushes I use are Rosemary & Co, I will always recommend them. You have a link in the description to the site. Series 33, they are amazing. The ones I use are the size 3, size 4, and sometimes the size 2, but mostly the size 3. And that's the brush that I recommend people get. It's such a beautiful brush. They are cheap. They are Kolinsky brushes, but they are cheap as they can be, and amazing. Like super well made, fantastic company. They are family run company, so you are also you're not like feeding money into like a multinational style company. They are very small, local and family owned run business. So that's awesome. I always love to help like the small businesses out, and they have always been amazing with me when I asked them for the affiliate link, and we have been working on that for a while, and finally we had it. They were very, very nice people, and I really appreciated it, and they are by far my favorite brushes. So those are the ones I would recommend. But you can get whatever brushes. Just get a good, even if you think that you're not like a top tier painter, get good brushes. I mean, like, using bad tools is the best way to get frustrated in everything in life. So once you start to use good tools, you understand why good tools cost money. They really make a difference. So get good tools for your own sake and use them. I mean, each time I work with metal files all the time. That's part of my job. And each time I use good Swiss made files. They are beautiful files, Valorbe files. And each time I get someone place and someone lends me a file, and I have to file something with a crappy file. It's like, man, spend a bit more, and you will get the best quality files you can get. It's not that much of a difference. It's just an investment, and it really makes a difference. It's just, you really appreciate the good quality tools once you have been using like crap tools for a while. Yeah, not recommend. Just get a good set of brushes and use those. Rosemary & Co are cheap enough that that once they run out in about 6 months to a year, depending on your use, it won't be hurting you to pay for a new set. I usually buy like 4 of each time I do an order. This time I'm running out of the 3 before the 4 and the 2, so I'm probably going to order like 5 or 6 number 3s, and maybe a 1, 4 and 1, 2. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I never go lower. You don't need to go lower than that. Right, we are done. This is the last bit. I'm not going to stick Kroak inside of his hole again. No. No, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to. Where do you go? Yeah. So Kroak is here. He is going to be separate. Matt Gibbons was an amazing. Art was amazing. It really makes me back. When I was younger, David Gallagher came to my local games workshop and showed us originals he had bought with him. It was really amazing. Yeah, Mark Gibbons is just an amazing artist. You can send me some cookies and they can test your hypothesis. I would actually, but I'm not sure if we can with all of this. I actually owe a friend of mine some I think they are called palmiers, something like that. I need to look how they are called. But I owe him some because he came to visit just before all of this happened, and I really owe him something. And he couldn't get them when he was here, and I did promise I was going to send him, but all of this strike and we were stuck. So this fits really well. Look at that guy. You can probably not stick this guy in and glue him and paint him. There's enough space here and there, but just for my own sake, I'm just going to have him separate. I have to have my Kroak separate. It's super easy thing. I will probably clip this off. I will try to fit them when everything is bone dry, all the glue is really stuck together. I will try and see how it fits, but I may just clip this off and just for ease of putting him in and out. A square base, yes, square bases. I play Kings of War, so I'm going with square bases. Yeah, the cross hands look unnerving. Yeah, they really look perfect. It's just like the artwork. It's beautiful. I really love him. Yes, the skin from the skin painting video is from the Shed Spires, from the Underworlds actually is the name of the game. I've been using your recipe from the Liberators video for my gold. Turns out beautiful. But must thank you for the idea of using Gilliman on it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I think Gilliman flesh is much better than Reikland flesh shade. So I use it all the time for my gold and my. I basically just don't use Reikland flesh shade anymore. I just use Gilliman flesh. So this is finished. We are done. There is a couple of gaps to fill with green stuff, which but it's again. I prefer to spend that half an hour with my wife. Not that I don't love you, but I really need to rest. So we will see you probably next week with some painting of him. I will have him primed and I will paint him on camera for you. I will start with a throne and move on from that. Once the throne is done, I know I'll probably paint Kroak, or you will probably won't see this painted on screen, the skin, because I already have a skin painting video. It's going to be exactly the same, but I will paint the throne and Kroak on camera, probably on a live stream, because I'm not willing to edit all that video out. It's not easy. I want something a bit more relaxed. I will tell you what I'm using, of course, and you will see my wet palette and how I deal with it and how I mix colors. So I think this is going to be awesome. And this was a super fun build. I really appreciate everyone that's been here for the whole thing. Let me see if I can go through the questions. And once I'm done, this is going to be over. So, are you impacted by importing fees by ordering from Rosemary and Co? I haven't ordered since Brexit, so I don't know. I have no idea. I will once I know something, I will let you know. But right now, I have no idea. What colors have you painted your chameleon skinks for your army? There is a video on my channel about how I painted them. I have only painted 2, but they are painted like that, and I'm going to paint the rest in the same way. The problem is they are very bad in the Kings of War army. They are very bad units, so I've never had the motivation to finish them. But you can see it in the how to paint orange video. Go and look for how to paint orange, and that's exactly how I painted them. It was, by the way, my first video using contrast paints. Funny enough. Speaking about brushes, do you wash them or take off some special liquids? No, I don't. I really don't. These are the brushes that I have on my table right now. There are 2 Raphaels, just because I have them, and 2 Rosemarys. This is the old size 3, which is it's relatively sharp, but it's beaten up. You can see that it has a lot of crap built in from all the wash and all this stuff. And this brush is just now a gouache, like a base coat brush. I have my beautifully sharp Rosemary here. I ran out of the series 33, so this is a series 8, size 3, but it's really, really close. And I really prefer the series 33. They are cheaper and as good as this, so why not? And since I'm running out of brushes, I now also have my size 0 and my size 1 from Raphael's, because I just want to use them up. Because otherwise I have a box full of brushes that I bought for testing. I also have broken toads. There are some Winsor and Newtons in here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is a number 2 Rosemary series 33 that I'm saving, and some broken toads. I have another box with Winsor and Newtons. And I just want to use my not Rosemary brushes until they just give up, and then I will just so I don't have like a ton of brushes that I'm never going to use. I'm forcing myself to use this, which are fantastic brushes, by the way, but I just prefer Rosemary. The hair strength, the length is just right, and I don't do anything. I just clean them in my water. I try to have it clean. So don't use water from like 5 sessions. So use clean water. Just clean it in my water. Take the excess water out with my mouth, and then I just put them flat on my wet palette, which is outside. You can't see here. You can see it now. I just lay them flat and put the caps on them just in case someone knocks them out. They don't damage the bristles. And that's it. I have all my caps stored in a small box. I always keep this. The caps are very important. I have them there, and once I'm finished, I usually cap them. I'm just going to probably do a bit more painting tomorrow, so and no one is going to come here, so I'm going to leave that. But if they're going to stay for a long time, that's all I do. I have Masters soap, and I haven't used it in months. So, whatever. I mean, you can use it. It's not going to hurt your brushes, but I never felt like I needed it. But who knows? Yes, they are orange. I have painted them orange. I'm trying to see if I don't have the chameleon skink here, but it's probably on my workshop because I have another display shot there. Because I prime and I varnish my models there, so they usually stay there for for some time. But due to all of this, not being able to play, but he has probably stayed there for years now. Okay, that's fantastic. Everyone seems to be fine. Thank you all very much for watching. This has been a very nice pleasure and a very entertaining evening. But I'm now going to watch a bit of telly and drink something cold because it's really hot in here. I have a bunch of plastic they're not going to use, so it's going to go into the bin. I'll probably save this beautiful feather, but the rest, there's nothing much left actually. Just a couple of halves of the face. I'm going to clip this feather because it's too good to pass. It's always useful to have this kind of stuff, and the rest is just going to the bin. So again, thank you very much for watching, guys and gals, and I'll catch you the next one. It's been a pleasure, like always. Bye.